Welcome back ladies, to a brand new spoiler TV show breakdown here in Max Talks Movies. We're talking about episode 2, Crushed, of the Disney Plus Marvel Cinematic Universe TV show, Miss Marvel. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell, do these types of TV show reviews, movie reviews, box office breakdown shows, and TV and movie rankings. So please subscribe and ring that bell so you're notified when my videos come out. Comment down below, did you prefer episode 2 more than episode 1? Are you excited for the rest of the season? Has the show disappointed you, surprised you? All of these things, let me know in the fun comment section down below. We have fun debates back and forth. It's a fun community. If you want to have any voice your opinion in the comment section down below. Like the video, the thumbs up on that to support this channel. And let's get into this episode. So I thought for episode 1 was a pleasant surprise, as I was not that excited for the show. The trailers weren't really that, gripping me. It was kind of one of the shows I was kind of forgetting about because I was so amped into the Stranger Things Obi-Wan. So I was not even thinking about the show coming out a week later or a couple weeks later. But the first show was a pleasant surprise. I thought this was actually a significantly stronger episode. I thought this was a great episode this past week of Miss Marvel. Now we're finally caught up to the critics. The critics got the first 2 episodes. But this was a really good episode that didn't just obviously explore more about Kamala's powers, but also her family lineage, Pakistan, India, Hindu, all these different Arab, all these different cultures and their history were also explored. But we also had it seems like we're going to get a possible love triangle here. But I thought it was a really strong episode from start to finish. So basically what happens this episode is that Kamala's, again, trying to explore her powers. Zoe, who's the popular girl in high school who she saved at Avengers Con last week, is blew up. Her whole social media, she's quadrupled her followers. Let's actually start with Zoe for some reason. Let's start with her. So as I said, Zoe's followers kind of blow up. She has a party at her house this is where Kamala, Bruno, and Nakia meet Cameron for the first time. But we end the episode with Zoe Wise, with Agent Cleary, again, who we saw in the post-credit scene back from Spider-Man No Way Home, doing once again his good guy turning into bad cop routine, as he did Ned, by saying, oh, he's a huge fan of Zoe. It was a really funny scene, well acted. His name is Aryan Moyed. I hope I said his name right. Really funny performance once again as Agent Cleary of the Department of Damage Control, the DODC, which is a very big deal in the comics. Debuted in Spider-Man No Way Home with their interrogations of Peter, MJ, May, and Ned. Now coming into this show, and Agent Deaver kind of comes in, and they try to get what is the race of this person who Zoe named Nightlight, which really stuck with the whole episode. Very similar to how they, when Ned's girlfriend Betty called Spider-Man Night Monkey when they were in Europe. I thought that was kind of funny that those are very similar. But so that was a fun little bit with DODC and Zoe. So let's get into Kamala. So Kamala again is working with Bruno about her powers, but then she's kind of in a romance with she's just so in love with the new kid at the school, the senior, played by Risha, who is Cameron, who's a very crucial character in the comics. While they're not going with the Inhuman storyline, more likely, he is still not he is too good to be true this episode. It's kind of everything that Kamala wants in her dream life of a love interest. Every time she sees him, that he's in slow-mo. There's things going around him, like animation style, that's really cool. Bruno obviously is not super happy about this. So when he goes to the party, he takes her on a drive, and then he gets it, and then she puts her number. This is all trying to get to her. This is just all too good to be true, and you kind of feel that throughout the whole episode. It's kind of too quick how he's kind of into her this quickly, and you can tell that they meet up at a place to eat, I think lunch or something. The brother comes. She kind of plays around that he is the cousin. Obviously not true, but obviously now the brother knows who Cameron is, which I think will set up for some more family drama as the series continues. So that, again, that was a really strong point of the episode, is Kamala and Kamran, especially when they are talking about Kingo and Kingo Senior, that her grandmother loves Kingo Senior, her mom likes Kingo, regular Kingo. Hilarious, because if you're not familiar with Kingo, Kingo is Kumail Nanjiani's character in Eternals. And if you watched Eternals, you know that Kumail's ageless, has been a Bollywood star for hundreds and thousands of years, and he just stars in new things for new generations, but he looks the same. So the fact that they're kind of battling on which generations like this version of Kingo, I thought was very funny. If we didn't pick that up, that is Kumail Nanjiani's character from Eternal. So I think would actually be really nice to have in the show, as well as Captain Marvel and maybe Monica Rambeau, as well as Kumail Nanjiani as Kingo. Something else for the Eternals to do in the MCU. But there was also just a lot of family lineage, as well. Kamala and Nakia. Nakia had a great episode, by the way. Yasmin Fletcher, I believe is how you say her name. She was excellent in the episode. How she, in the bathroom scene, like Kamala just needed any advice, and she was like, people think I've been too white, people think I've been too Hindi or whatever. I forgot what she said, but it was a really powerful scene between Kamala and Nakia. It was just really, really well done. And then them going to the mosque, and how the women sit basically all in the background. They're watching this ceremony through a hole. They have bad carpets, but the men are kind of, I thought it was a good thing. Again, it was also a very educational thing. And I think that some people have just been pointing at the show that's saying that, well, this show is only for like 13 to 18-year-old girls. I just don't feel like that's what this, yes, those people might be more attached to the show. People who have this heritage like Kamala has will be more attached to the show. But for someone who's white and male, I am quite enjoying the show, and also learning a lot about these cultures that just haven't been shown in the mainstream before, especially on this big of a stage in a Marvel show. So I do respect them for doing that. So Kamala, and there's a whole damn family talk about really how this great grandmother is cursed. Now, obviously this great grandmother is the one who has these powers. And I also like the fact that Bruno said that that the bracelets, whatever the Kenga, I think is what they call them, that it doesn't give you the powers, it unlocks your powers. So it looks like that Kamala always has this power, and it's a gene in the family that clearly the mom is not happy with. I mean, she does not want to talk about the great grandmother whatsoever. The grandmother doesn't want to talk about them. It's not until she goes to the Illuminatis at the festival, they tell her that all of these things, that she could have killed someone and all these things. She's clearly the person, but who is got these Kangas in the first place. But then she's on the run from the DODC. After she tries to save this kid from falling off, fun ice cream, pizza, pie, whatever he said joke. That was a really funny joke. But she's not the best. Again, she didn't just gain super strength, super speed. She's not like the most fit person. So she's still learning her powers. She thinks she saved this person, but then that purple eye thing lets her see other stuff. And it looks like she sees Kamran's mom, who we see at the end of the episode. She freezes, the kid falls down some more. She kind of plates him, but he falls pretty hard into the car. He'll be okay. And then Kamala runs away from the DODC, and Kamran's right there. And if you're not familiar with anything in the comics, you're probably like, how is Kamran already here? And it's all set up because the mom's there, and she said, I've been waiting to meet you for a long time. And I have a feeling this either could be someone who's connected to the great grandmother, or could be the ageless, just great grandmother herself, which would be very interesting. So it's interesting where they're going to go here with this character. But overall, I am very much enjoying this Miss Marvel. I think this was a great episode this past week. I thought it was a much improved episode. The first episode was a pleasant, good way to start the show. I don't think it ever touched greatness in the first episode, but I thought this was a really great episode of TV. Iman Vellani continues to kill it in her first acting role of her career. The exploration of cultures and traditions and history, and then adding that into a superhero show about a teenager going through her life, I thought was a really smart move, and I'm really enjoying the show. Now, this show is only 6 episodes long, so I'll be with you guys the next 4 weeks on Disney Plus as we're going to break down each new episode of Miss Marvel until it ends on July 13th. So we're only a third of the way through Miss Marvel. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell, like the video, and comment down below. Yesterday I did my review of Obi-Wan. Tomorrow, Lightyear review should be coming out. Other streaming movie reviews should be coming out in the coming days. Box office breakdown show the next Wednesday. Obi-Wan review with a Miss Marvel episode 3 review as well. So lots of videos. So subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.